Hi, I'm Peter Smyth. I'm Chairman of the Board, President, Chief Executive Officer of Greater Media. You know, that's a very interesting question when people ask me about data and how it's used in Greater Media. Greater Media is a multi-dimensional company, so data plays a key role in a lot of the different things that we do. So let me give you one aspect of that. We field an incredible amount of strategic research that enables us to find out what our audience is doing, where they are, what's going on, what their likes are. And from that data, we're able to take a look at how we program these stations in the 21st century, and how do we identify consumer needs, and how do we turn those into on-air products that can be used for advertising and a lot of other things that we do. We also do extensive music research. Music is the lifeblood of a lot of these radio stations. And what's very important for us is to make sure that we understand consumer attitudes and how quickly that can shift. We press the music on a lot of the stations twice on a quarterly basis and even on a weekly basis. And that'll help us make sure that we shade the music properly, that we look for burn ratios in the music, that we look for up-and-coming artists and how they fit into that. And there comes a point in the evolution of any data-driven process, which this is, and it's pretty intensive, where we all sit in a room, and that's where the art and the science have to part. And that creative entrepreneurial spirit has to take over. And I think that we rely on the programming expertise of the men and women that work in this company that produce some of the finest sounding radio stations in America today. You know, when we talk about how many people do we have that currently interpret all the different information that we receive on a daily basis, it has grown tremendously. You know, if we look back 10 years ago, Arbitron, which is now Nielsen, used to measure us in paper diaries. It was like a blue book that you had when you were in college. And it was broken down into 15-minute increments. And those increments were really started because of the talk shows that were on radio in the 30s and 40s that were 15 minutes in length. And that was really the genesis of the quarter hour. From that, we've moved to electronic measurement, where people today carry meters with them that capture on a daily, hourly, minute. They can tell us exactly where the listener is, what's going on. So that skill set has to continue to grow and to expand. And with that, we have to reinvent our business on an annual basis and make sure that we have statisticians and people that are qualified to interpret that data, because decisions are made that affect hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's very important that we have a broad base of people that understand not only the aesthetic side of it, but they also understand the data. Because now we live in a multi-dimensional world where we're receiving data from a lot of different points, and we have to be able to focus that data and make sure we interpret it properly. The biggest sin in data understanding today is the deficiency of the execution. Everybody's looking at reams of data, but it's the ones that can take that data and focus it and be able to monetize it in the marketplace will be the leaders in the 21st century. What I love about my industry is that, you know, I've been fortunate in my life that a passion that I had back in school is something that I could turn into a career, because most people, when they find a career path, some of it becomes an ordeal, some of it becomes a passion. And if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be in botany. And what I found is that I had an incredible opportunity to help communities, change communities. The philanthropic opportunities I had were unbelievable. The ability to help people in times of national tragedies, hurricanes, 9/11, the different events that we've seen over the years, and the ability of our industry as a community, a people of community, and being able to help them in their hour of need was very satisfying. But I think one of the greatest things that happened to me is that we launched WKLB, which is a country station in Boston, Country Music Station of the Year. And last year, I was able to induct in the Hall of Fame, the Country Hall of Fame, program director or the product manager of that station, and standing with him in Nashville, Tennessee, and seeing him going into the Country Music Hall of Fame, when 24 years prior to that, people told us that they'll never create magic again. This is a fool's errand. They kind of compared us to the Don Quixote of the 90s. And today, it is one of the most dominant stations in the United States today. So that dream, many, many years ago, became a passion, and that passion turned into a business.